Well, good afternoon, everyone, young, old, boy, girl, who's viewing this. My name is Wairo Ihekwaba, and I just want to explain to everyone, all and sundry, what it takes to be a member of MMM, what MMM entails. Happy Boxing Day to everybody, today being the 26th of December 2016. I'm gonna be dividing my talk into four different parts, and it's gonna be one, the ideology of MMM, and two, the benefits of MMM, three, the rules and regulations of MMM, and finally, how the MMM system works. So currently, I already mentioned my name, and I'm currently undergoing the Guider School 2016 batch, and my batch number happens to be 222, like you can see on the screen. Then my mentor as well, Adeshina Saeed, like you could also see on the screen. So let's get into the main thing of the day. What is MMM? That's the question I hear all the time. What is the ideology? Why MMM? Why did this system come up? That is a question everywhere, and a lot of people mistake the community to be that of a scam, and they keep asking questions. Where do they get money? How do they manage the whole thing? Well, that is why I'm here today, to explain everything to everyone, and you guys are really gonna understand at the end of everything. First and foremost, we'll talk about the ideology of MMM. Why MMM? So we're gonna move to the next phase, and we talk about the unfair state of the world. It is a known fact that the world which we live in today, it's so unfair. We have a lot of financial injustice, and people of different strata, people of the lower strata are working more, and those at the higher strata are working less. So from your screen, you could see that the society which we cohabit in today is so unfair. The world is entirely coordinated and governed by money. Now, this means that massive power is stored in the hands of those who make and control this money, and not just for the people. Take, for instance, the little explanation below. Now, I always use this explanation to clear people. We talk about the bankers and the laborers, are two professions that we know, we are quite familiar with. So the banker, what can you say about the banker and the laborer? Who earns more? Who is respected more in the society? Who's at a higher level? Who dresses more? Who looks better? Now everyone is going to say the banker, but why? Let us see. The banker works less, the laborer works more. The banker earns more, the laborer earns less. He lives extravagantly, and the laborer just has to manage his way through life. Now, the banker dresses smartly, neatly all the time, and then you see the laborer dressing shabbily, and the banker has got lots of people serving him, and then the laborer is just otherwise. What conclusion can we draw from this? I thought it was always the more you work, the more you earn. Does this work? Does it hold? What is happening? So we could always see from the next slide that the major question is why everything that has been said in the former slide, why things like that. Now, the answer could be that the banker works in the bank. Yes, he produces money, he controls money, he generates money. And the laborer, what does he do? He puts his time into work, he does a lot of things just to earn his money. We have built a cycle over these years that the officers of the finance sector should do better than those who actually do work. I mean, masons and the rest of them. The idea of this, people say it's natural. That can't be. There's nothing of such. And it definitely lies in our minds about having to work and see those in creation and possession of money as better individuals. And that is what we, MMM, have come to abolish. That can't continue. That is so not right. So how do we go about this? How do we go about this? How can we make this real? So we go over to the next slide, and what is it talking about after the why question? It says, what is this money? This is what differentiates a lot of people from people. Money is what makes you a chairman. Money is what makes you who you are. Money is what, it's just the truth. Money, as we've been told, is a measure of worth as well as that of exchange, and it has been passed down from fathers to fathers down to generations. But how true is this? That we have to work our feet out to live above others, hence implying that money is a measure of how much you work. Is this really true? Do answer this question. Is it true? Well, I'll tell you, no, no, no. Why don't we take a look at what really is this money? Yeah, I know you're really wondering and you're like, yeah. So the next slide is money, chains, shackles. It's all coming up right there on the screen. Just forget about the little glitches and hitches. So what is this money? Oh yes, it's all there right above this text as a subtitle. Shackles, chains, costs, so strong that even the sense of the world's strongest man doesn't seem to override it. There's an irony, right? It's there right in front of us, but we can't see it because lots of people expect to see physical chains. They expect to see you in bondage. But this money is what keeps us in bondage. So tell me, what could you term something that keeps you in bondage, even if you don't get to see it, you don't get to touch it? Well, right there, you're in bondage. What do we call such a thing? Well, you figure that out, and let's see in the next slide. Don't worry, you might think I'm taking your time. I'm just going through a gradual process to show you how these things work. Oh, so who is the 21st century slave? In the former slide, I talked about you being in bondage, we and I. Surprised that they're both questions. Let me surprise you even more. It's you and I, me, Nwairo Ikechukwu, yourself, Mr. John, Mr. James, and the rest of them viewing this. You guys, we guys, all of us are the 21st century slave. Why? Because we don't work in a bank. We don't produce money. We're not the Federal Reserve. Look around. Myself, yourself, the mechanic, the mason, that teacher, even some of the suited men whom you see walking down the road. Yes, we are slaves of money. Precisely slaves of those who produce this money. We only evolved from a period of slavery where the chains and cuffs were physical and restrict movement. But now, they're not there anymore. They're not physical anymore. We can't see these things. We're still in bondage. It is true that we're free to move around, free to dance, free to fling ourselves from pillar to post, gallivant to the end of the earth and back. But even free to sleep on the chair, in the kitchen, the bedroom. But what? Let's take a look at the next slide. That's really going to show us the kind of details we want to see. But are we really free? That's the $1 million question. Are you really free? Am I really free? Are you free to move from Nigeria to the United States? Are you free to put on Italian shoes? Are you free to drive a 2016 Bentley? Are you free to get married? Are you free to eat? Are you free to get the Gucci designer purse? Are you free to own a house? Oh yes. The little kid of today is going to say yes. The old man who's going to die tomorrow is going to say yes. But the main question lies in, are you really free? Oh no, we are not free, because we need one thing to achieve all of this that's just been stated. One thing, money. And that's what we work for. That's what we spend most of our time on earth doing. Surprised at the next slide, what you're saying is the laborer and the prostitute. You're gonna be wondering, what's the connection between these two? And how do you get this money? You have to work for it, right? You sell your strength, your time, your brain power, your intellect. In fact, there is no difference between you and the prostitute down the road, because you both sell your natural positions for money. Take a peek below. What does the prostitute do? She sells her body for money. True. What do? You sell your body, time, strength, and intelligence to your boss. Exactly. What does the prostitute say? Brother, that's a place of work. And you? You're being given an office, a table and chair that you brag around with because there's an AC over your head, right? That's your place of work too. She earns and controls her money, but you don't. You make money for your boss, and all he does is that he pays you pilferage at the end of the month. Could decide to quit at any time and be the boss of herself. That is the prostitute for you. But what about you? You can never be bigger than your employer. You want to quit, you're going to consider a lot of things, because the money you earn goes through him and then back to you. So now, does this mean that the prostitute is better than you? Or are you better than the prostitute? Lots of questions are coming up. So let's not just jump into conclusions. Let us still say, because as I'm saying this, I know a lot of people are going to be asking the question, am I saying we shouldn't work? Hell no. I can't say that. That is so wrong for me to say. What I'm saying is, We do have to work, because if we don't, the society is we're trying to save is going to come crumbling. But if we must work, then we have to work doing what we love to do, and not just because we want to survive, not because we want to feed. It has to be voluntarily, something you've got the passion for. But there is a but. This is the second but. Let's take a look at the next slide. So intriguing, so confusing, but at the end of everything, you're gonna see the reality of this. What is this but? I keep saying but. From the picture, you could see that is the society we live in. The poor is getting the fish straight from the pond, and the rich is getting straight from the poor, who's getting from the pond. So they're just relaxing. They're better than us because they're feeding from us. The but there is, this is the same thing the old-time slaveholders told the stubborn slaves of old. The man needs to work because that's where you eat from, get your clothes from, and even the roof over their head. And today, nothing. We are still being told the same tale, and just like the slaves of old, we're working harder than our masters, but they're earning fatter than a deep blue sea whale. In one word, I don't know what you're going to call this, but I'm going to call it wickedness. Yes, that's what I see it as. People work every day. The miners. I call the other set of people the diners. From the picture we can see right on your left, you can see children who are starving, and then in the right, the guy lights a cigarette with a dollar bill. Why is this so? These children walk despite the fact that they're looking skinny. They work every day. They work even stronger and better than the other guy you see there. But then he's richer. He's better. He looks wealthier. Why is this world so unfair? That's okay. I made mention of something, the miners and the diners. Let's take a look at this. The miners, the masons, etc., they all carry out hard labor and functions. True. They sweat as they go about their daily activities, while the bankers, who in this case I tag them the diners because all they know is wine and dine, they sit back there in their cushion and relax, whining and dining. It's clear in the pictures, you can see who's working more. I thought we were told that the more you work, the more you get. Why are these guys better than these other guys? Tell me. Well, keep wondering about that as we switch over to the next slide. Now, everyone is gonna be like, what's this guy saying? Doesn't he know money is this, money is that? Oh, yeah, money is this, money is that. You could call money whatever you want, but money to me, they're candy wrappers, papers just minted. What actually differentiates the miners from the whiners? A baby won't think twice in response to such a question. Money definitely is the answer. And if I'm asking the delicatest of exams what money is, I'll say in one word: candy wrappers. Yes, that is what I see money as. Candy wrappers in exchange for what the bankers produce, what the Federal Reserve produce, the CBN. They produce these things and then they exchange them for the labor of the poor, the labor of the teacher, the labor of the guy mixing the cement down the road. You just print out paper and you just give out to people because you're opportune to print this paper. So I call money candy wrappers because that's exactly what it is. Think of the old times when gold, silver and so on were used as a measure of wealth. One could understand that these items actually possess their worth. Yes, when you use gold as a measure, we know that yes, the gold, it's a measure of value. They're rare gems. But now, currency, notes, just papers with dead men faces on them and some write-ups. Let me draw your mind to what I said earlier. Candy wrappers. That's exactly what money is. To the next slide anyway, so I don't take much of the time because we're all busy people. The top of the global finance, who are there? Who is there? If it's just one person, we've got the banks, we have also got the branches, and branches all over the continent, stretching as wide as down to the world. This pictorially forms a link, more like a tree, and just like every tree there's a top. So the $1 million question is, who sits at the top? It's simple, the US Federal Reserve. It's all because the dollar is a world currency, and this in turn gives the Fed the power to control money printed by other countries while having a boundless and limitless power to print theirs. And this is so painful, annoying, aggravating, preposterous, wicked, bitter, angering. You name it, whatever word you want to use. Am I drifting? Let's get back to the subject. Still, on why the unfair state of the world. So now I have said a lot. I've talked about the bankers sitting on top. I've talked about, I've said many things, and the next slide is like, after all I have said, what next? If one were to ask the above question, then use your last money to get him a chill bottle of wine. Beautiful question asked only by a beautiful mind, and I've got a beautiful answer to that. Honestly, I have lamented about the way the masses are treated, the way the miners, laborers, the teachers, and the hosts of many other professions and skilled labor are put to strain and stress, and what do they gain in return? Change. Meager sums, leftovers, satoshis, to mention a few. Also cried about the affluent bankers, men of the central banks, the Federal Reserves, head, and you name them, people in charge of money, people who make this money. How they know that these laborers work to their teeth. They're just so aware of the fact that these laborers are just so busy. They know that the people who they step on their toes are so busy working every day for their daily meal that they don't seem to think about this scam, this tricky scam the banks use. I've said a lot about the finance sector dwelling on bankers and financial reserves, how officers in these places just sit around producing no physical commodity, but in the end, they earn the most. But all these are the disease, the microscopic flu, the canker worm parasitizing on the society. It is time for the antidote to set in, for the cure is here. And now the cure is what next? What is this cure? You all want to know? Fine, let us see the next slide. What is this cure? Oh. I'm so sorry, I'm not stating the cure yet. But the cure in a way is to cause a financial apocalypse. We have to destroy this world order of everyone running to the banks. Yes, think of it as Mr. James and Mr. John. Mr. John has got a bicycle, and Mr. James needs his bicycle. Mr. John wants to sell his bicycle for $100, and Mr. James has just $10. Now we've got Mr. Jude, a banker. He's aware of Mr. John and Mr. James's affair, the bicycle issue, and Mr. John is like, hey, Mr. James, I'm gonna sell my bicycle for $100, and Mr. John is like, I'm sorry, I just have 10. Okay, you know what? Just hold this 10. I'm gonna go look for the remaining 90. And then John goes to Jude, who's the banker, and explains to him like, please, I'm gonna need a loan of $90. I need to solve an important project. And then Mr. Jude says, come back next time, knowing fully well that before James comes back, John must have gone to the bank to deposit the $10 that was given to him by James. And when that happens, James comes back and takes the same $10 that was dropped by Mr. John and gives it back to John. And this cycle keeps going. John takes it to Jude, the banker, and Jude gives it to James. And it just keeps going around till the money for the bicycle is complete. What does this tell you? $10 has been used to buy the bicycle, but now it has accrued to $190 in debt, plus the initial $10 which was physical. That is $200. Now James is gonna owe the bank $90, which he is never ever going to pay because the money isn't physical. He has to go to the next bank, and from the next bank he'll borrow from the next bank to pay the next bank, and then from the next bank to pay the next bank, and it just keeps going like that till his death. Now the question is, what about the banks? Don't they owe John? Yes, Mr. Jude owes John, but there are 1,000 Johns, 1,000,000 Johns who keep doing the same thing that one John did. Now the banks, the debts of the banks are just virtual. They actually aren't there because they keep using people's money to pay people. And the people coming to the banks are so excess that the banks never run out of funds. This is not so cool. And then people who borrow from the bank just end up being borrowers till death. A new fair financial system is going to be established. Is established already. Financial apocalypse. That's the only thing that can break our financial chains and save us all. Release us finally from their continuous slavery. Everything old will burn in its fire, and the new will appear. Interesting. The Federal Reserve will be removed from power and will no longer develop social inequality. The banks as they are now will simply disappear. They will stop robbing the people. In fact, the banks do not produce anything useful. What useful can they do? Give credit at plundering rates, interest as a result all the population is burdened with debt. Why do the banks get interest for the credit at all? Why do you go to the bank, you need a loan and you want to do it, use the loan to do something useful for the community, something useful for the society in general, which the bankers will benefit from. And instead of encouraging you by giving you that loan, they still charge you for collecting that loan. How does that sound? You want to help someone and you have to pay him to help him. Really funny. Nevertheless, modern banks were created for other purposes. They aren't interested in the society, just their goals. People aren't important for them. Modern banks are loyal servants of central banks. They're just hypocritical agents misusing the products of labor on common people. The current financial system is merely destructing us. And it will continue attacking us, and then our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. It'll get worse. And if nothing happens, it's just obvious that we're going to be slaves forever. But do you want to be? Hell no, I don't. I choose freedom. You choose freedom. We all choose freedom. And what is this freedom? The next slide is going to interest you. Triple M. MMM. I'm sure you never knew this was where I was driving at. If you were very observant, you noticed that the image, the background images of the slides were all, they all had pictures of MMM. That's the birth of the newborn. Luckily enough, I'm making this video at Christmas when the Savior was born according to the Christian doctrine. So, wow, such a feat. And now this is a video of the newborn, the new financial system, the birth of financial freedom. What is MMM? MMM simply means the Mavrodi Mondial Movement. MMM is a global mutual aid fund, World People's Bank, financial social network, or any definition whatsoever. The point is not in the title. The bottom line is that this is a voluntary informal association of millions and millions of people throughout the earth. Rebelled against the financial slavery. They've chosen to declare war against financial injustice. How do these banks even exist? Well, thanks to the bankers. Billionaires, no? Never. We can't thank them. Due to the same ordinary people who deposit their modest savings in there. That is why the banks exist. If you don't deposit the money in the banks wouldn't exist. They will crumble. So MMM takes the wind out of the banks. Sales making people see the reality. Why do the people bring the money to the banks at exorbitant interest? Because they have no other choice. Banks are monopolies. There's no other place to bring the money. All banks are just the same and are controlled from one source. But not anymore. MMM has said indefinitely. You can be your own bank. We all can be our own bank. Now we have an alternative. MMM is our alternative. It is something close to our hearts. Here people help each other, providing help directly to each other. Today you help and tomorrow you will be helped. It's the main principle of MMM. Do you really want bankers to buy another limousine or house for your money? You should not become another slave. Better join MMM. Give your money to those who really need it. Retirees, pensioners, people who really need this money. And not just people who make the money. It's a kind of common storage box where people save their money and then take it when needed. See MMM that way. The amount you need at a certain moment. Nobody steals. They just take their own money. That is what MMM does. Gives you your money. And the worst part is that it gives you at a growth interest. And unlike the bank that takes from you. How else do I have to explain this? Actually, people don't even need a lot of money. They just need the consciousness that they have this money. Confidence in tomorrow's day is what everybody really needs. It is just MMM that gives this confidence. It gives us a feeling of partnership. That you aren't alone. At a difficult moment, you will never be abandoned, but you will always be helped and supported. MMM is a unit of new society, brighter, better, new world where there won't be money, current money, where everything will be otherwise fair and honest. Where there won't be any slaves or owners. Where everybody will work for their own pleasure and for the whole society. Where good will defeat evil, it will be so. There are no doubts. You're welcome to the system. Together, ourselves, myself and you, will change the world. How does this work? I've said a lot about MMM. How MMM works. A very brilliant question. Do I have to think about that? Definitely not. MMM is a community of people providing each other financial help on the principle of gratuitousness, reciprocity, and benevolence. In MMM, you don't have to make pledges, no contracts, nothing at all. You just listen loud with your free will because you want to help someone. The only thing MMM demands from its participants is honesty and kindness. And with that, we're going to soar to greater heights, greater than that of any ego. In their transactions, MMM participants operate with Bitcoin as well. What is Bitcoin too? Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency where you don't even need physical cash. You can transact with anyone, anywhere in the world. And the good thing about this is your money grows. Unlike the banks, we give interest of 0.003%. At the end of the whole year, MMM gives you as much as 30 to 50%, 30% in cash, and then 50% in Bitcoin. Where do you get this? For doing nothing, just for helping people. You are being rewarded for helping people. That is MMM for you. That is how the world is supposed to be. That is how it works. MMM participants give help by transferring money to each other directly. You help John today, John helps James, James helps Jude, Jude helps Job, and then Jude go in turn, and it just keeps going. Elevating the whole status of those who are poor in society. Technically, you declare the willingness to give help. It's simple, it's internet based. You just go to your personal office. Probably I'm going to do another video showing you how to create an MMM account, how to provide help, and how to get help. After which your account will be rewarded with Mavro. Mavro is just an internal currency scores of the system. Your Mavro will start growing from the moment of offering the contribution at the rate of 30% per month. Calculation of reward occurs twice a week, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and hopefully there might be an upgrade where this might be changed to every day. But the fact still remains that your money grows with time. So say you have pledged willingness to assist someone with $100, and yeah, firstly you're gonna get in your PO you will be rewarded with 100 Mavros, your $100 automatically. I told you that Mavro is the internal currency of MMM, and you will be rewarded with 100 Mavros. Firstly, that's your money. When you get help, that's exactly the thing that will convert into dollars. Now, immediately your money starts growing, and in 1 month you get 30% extra. Jeez, think of it using $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, even $1 million. How much you're gonna get monthly? And you're gonna be doing it with the sweetest of conscience, like you're helping someone. That is one good thing about MMM, that you are helping people. However, it is not necessary at all to wait for a month. You could withdraw your money in 2 weeks, and as long as your Mavro has turned green, as long as it is certified that you have been confirmed, And when are you confirmed? When you provide help to someone and he confirms that you have actually provided help to him. In 2 weeks your map returns green and you could withdraw your money. It's as simple as that. Simple as 1, 2, 3, simple as ABC. But then, without rules and regulations, we become savages. And we talk about the rules and regulations of MMM. And that's also very cool because the rules are not as strict as that of the bankers. They're very cool too. MMM is a community where people trust and help each other. So the number one rule there is that you have to trust each other. Now, only one account for one person. MMM does not support greed. You have to be of legal age. We don't break the law. Now, you know that the bank account has to be registered in the name of only one person. That is you. The account must have the same name. The absence of multiple accounts makes the system free from greed. What else do you want? What else can you ask for? At the slightest detection of fraud in the system, the participants exhibiting such traits will be blocked. We're trying to create a new heaven even before the heaven comes, where everyone is going to be happy. That is what MMM does. Exactly. If you don't violate any rules, your account. Now, even when you're blocked because of suspicion, you can as well be unblocked, and every single money of yours will be there. You don't lose money at all. Everything, the security department of MMM has got effective tools to determine whether the account belongs to one person or to another. That is so cool. This is what we want in the world. This is what we need for the world to go further. Your Marvel grows on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we know that rule. You get registration bonuses of $20, $50, and $100, depending on how much you provide help. $20 will be awarded to you if you're contributing up to $50 to $499. $50 is going to be given to you from $500 to $299. And same thing goes for the $100 when you contribute above $3,000. Bonus! It's free! Why? Just because you help people. I'm so happy I was born in the time of MMM. I am just so happy I was born in its time. If you're a beginner and you still haven't understood all the functions of a personal office, you could just call your guider. There are leaders in the system who are always there 24/7. You don't have to worry if you're calling them at night. That is why they're there. When you're a leader of people, you're a leader of a community where people are being helped, that is why you are there. It's so sweet. I don't want to take much of your time. I've already taken over half an hour. So let us go into the next phase, the benefits of MMM. I've already, from all I've been seeing, you could derive a million benefits for yourself. But let me divide this into 4 benefits. The registration benefits. When you register, I talked about you being given $20 if you have contributed from $50 to $499. You could go through this, you just pause and read for yourself. What's the next stage of benefit? Simple. The referral benefits, which means for every participant that comes through you who wants to help someone. Now you're a course rep, you're a class captain, you've got people who follow you either on Twitter, Instagram. If you could preach the good news of MMM to them, and they come through you, and then provide help to someone who is in need of help, you're going to be rewarded. So now you get a registration bonus, and it doesn't just stop there. You also get the bonus for bringing people. That is something out of the box. You just get money every time. Everyone gets money. That is how the world is supposed to be. When we work, we know we're working because it is what we want to do. It is what we like to do. MMM is the Messiah. MMM is our Savior. The next form of benefit is the guy that manages benefits. You're a leader in the system. You can't just do the work for free. But then, it's not like people are being forced to pay you. No. Everyone pays you willingly. Leader bonuses, the difference is that since he's a leader, he's got lots of people under him, he gets referral bonuses of his direct referral. And he also gets bonuses of his referral. You could pause and view for yourself. You want to be there, you could apply for the guidance school, it comes up. And then guide people, help people. Before I started, I told you that I am actually undergoing the guidance school of MMM. I want to help people. That is what I was born to do. I don't want to see people suffer. I want to see everybody be equal. That is how our Creator sees us. That is how God, Jesus, like the Christians call it, Allah, Muslims, your traditional ruler, whatever. There is one Creator. We know that. Somebody created the world. And I'm sure He wanted everybody to be equal. What else can I say? And then after you get help from this wonderful MMM community, you give a testimony like you do in church. Thank you, MMM. It's as simple as that. I just got help. You do the video and you record your face. You get a bonus. You don't record your face, you still get a bonus. It's all there for you to read. I don't know what else to say, but I just want you to join this community. Long live MMM. Long live Sergi Mavrodi. Long live you viewing this. Long live me. Long live everyone who's going to join MMM. Trust me, everyone will. I just want to say a big thank you for viewing this. And if you want to join MMM today and become financially free, follow the link on your screen. All you have to do is tap and it takes you there. I'm going to post the link to this on YouTube too. You need more information for clarification of all I've just said, it's there on the website, you visit it. Or you could call me via phone. If you're calling from Nigeria, you just have to dial 08037041582 and you get to me. If you're calling from abroad, you just have to add the Nigerian country code like 234 and then take away the initial 0 like 234-8037041582 and you get to me. I want to see you happy, just like I am happy. MMM has made me happy. MMM can make you happy. We are all equal. Long live Sergi Mavrodi, the originator, the creator of MMM. God bless you wherever you are. Long live you who's viewing this. God bless you too. Join MMM today and become financially free. Peace. Bye-bye.